Hello my beautiful subscribers. I want to believe everyone is doing wonderfully well today. You are welcome once again to Nigeria's Builders Forum. If you are looking forward to build a house, most especially 3-bedroom bungalow such as this, and you need a step-by-step guide on how to go about it, don't scroll up. This is the best video for you. So number one thing you need to do is to survey the land in order to know the size, the perimeter, and the coordination of that land. Then you look for an architect to draw you a good building plan and get the government to approve it. After that is done, we now enter into construction, which begins with the foundation to DPC, which involves digging, blinding, setting of blocks, filling, and flooring. Rough estimation for materials needed and prices are 1,000 pieces of blocks, 5 tons of granite for blinding, and sharp sand for setting blocks, 15 tons and 18 drums of water. Labor for digging, blinding, and settings of blocks will cost you at least 230,000 naira. Foundation stage 2, rough estimation for materials needed and prices are: filling sand, you will need about 30 tons times 3. Number 2, you will need 30 tons of granite for the German floor, which is 1 truck. Number 3, you need a sharp sand of 20 tons times 2, which is 2 truck. Number 4, you will need 25 bag of cement for flooring. 5, you will need water for rammer and mixing of cement, at least about 30 drums if you are yet to dig your borehole. And labor for filling, ramming, and German flooring will cost you 200,000 naira. That's 200k. Setting of blocks to linted level, rough estimation for materials needed and prices are 3,000 blocks, 40 bags of cement. Sand for setting blocks will cost you 15 tons, which is 1 truck. 40 drums of water if you are yet to dig your borehole. Labor for this will cost you 300k. Iron work for pillars, linted, and arc: 12 mm, 35 length, 18 dozen of triangle rings, 10 dozens of square rings. Labor is between 30 to 40,000 naira. So the next thing we want to do is to hang the parapet. Rough estimation for materials needed and prices are: sharp sand 5 tons, granite stone 10 tons, scaffolding and planks for standing, nails and banding wire, 12 mm iron 10 length, 25 bag of cement, 13 drums of water. Labor for welder is 5k depending on your negotiation. Labor for molding and hanging of the parapet are charged based on square meter. So now that everything that has to do with setting of block is done, so the next thing is to roof the house. Quotation for wooden work for roofing: 2x6, 120 pieces at the rate of 2,700 naira, total of 324,000 naira. 2x4 plank, 150 pieces at the rate of 1,800 naira, which is total of 270k. 2x3 plank, 300 pieces at the rate of 1,500 naira, total of 450,000 naira. 2 by 2 plank, 120 pieces at the rate of 1,000 naira, total of 120,000 naira, 120k. You need 4 inches nail, 2 bags is enough, which come at the rate of 52,000 naira. As at the time I am recording this video, ant preventer spray on woodings. This comes at the price of 25,000 naira. So laying roofing sheet, the roofing artisan will come and calculate the square meter for us to know how many sheets will be needed. So now we comes to plumbing work, digging of sockaway. We have 2 major size, which are 12 by 10 or 10 by 8. But what I recommend for a 3-bedroom bungalow such as this is 10 by 8 feet. Rough estimation for materials needed and prices are 9 inches block. You will need about 350 pieces and 10 pieces of 6 inches. I think this should be enough for the settings. Plaster sand we will use from the leftover, but we need to buy an additional 10 tons of sharp sand and 5 tons of granite to complete the settings. Plastering and decking of the big and small septic tank. It will cost you 15 bags of cement, 15 drums of water if you are here to dig your borehole. But we advise you to dig your borehole before commencing any project. Iron work for the sockaway pillar, decking and cross beam. You will need 12 mm 30 length at the rate of 11k, total of 330k, 15,000 naira binding wire. You will need 8 mm iron. You will need 4 length at the rate of 6,000 naira each, which is 6k, total of 24,000 naira. Labor and transportation for this will cost 50k, total of 419k. Should be able to do this this segment of iron work for the sockaway. So the next on my list is electrical conduit for 3-bedroom bungalow in Nigeria. This varies based on factors such as materials, quality, installation type, surface. The installation type may be surface or concealed, and labor charges. So let me break it down to help you estimate expenses. So for stage 1, conduit materials. So PVC conduit, you will need 20 mm diameter, 25 mm diameter. The total number of conduit length required depends on the bungalow design and the electrical plan of that particular project. So these are the cable needed for the job to commence. You'll be needing 1.5 mm single core cable for lighting and circuit. The prices are between 20k to 25k, 100 m row. You will also need 2.5 mm single core. You will need 2.5 mm single core cable for socket and low power appliances between 20 to 25k for 100 m row. Installation charges for this is between 280k to 400k depending on the location. So after the conduit and piping is done, wiring is done, the next thing is fittings and accessories, which will always come later. During the completion of the job, we enter into installations of the electricals, which are the fittings, which involves the switch and sockets, distribution boards and lighter fittings. I may not be able to take you through all this process in a video, but if you can consult a professional, you can obtain a more accurate estimate tailored to your 3-bedroom bungalow electrical conduit installation in Nigeria. The next on my list is plastering, which involve plaster sand. You will need 30 tons of plaster sand, 2 trucks. You will need sharp sand, 20 tons for mixing to avoid cracking walls. You will need 55 bags of cement. Labor for this stage will cost you 600,000 naira, which include mounting of burglary doors and filling of scaffolding holes on the walls. Fencing of a full plot of land to avoid encroachment to protect your land. Rough estimation for materials needed and prices are 3,000 blocks, 5 tons of granite, sharp sand 30 tons, plaster sand 30 tons, 2 trucks, sharp sand for mixing to avoid cracking on the walls 20 tons, 35 bags of cement, 40 drums of water if you are here to dig your borehole. Labor for digging, blinding, setting and plastering will cost you 400,000 naira. That's 400k. If the property is sitting on a half plot, the fence on a half plot will take about 2,000 blocks. Just remove at least 1/4 of all the materials and do your calculation based on this. Half plots are long, but they are not wide, so just remove about 1/4 of all the materials listed for the full plot, and that will give you a rough estimation of what you need to spend to fence half plot. Fittings of the electrical, which is the first and the second. After the first stage, the second stage, the client's choice of gadgets and equipment will determine cost for that. So let's look at the room sizes. Master bedroom 12 by 14 feet, other rooms 10 by 10 feet. Sitting room on a full plot is 2 by 20 feet depending on what you want. Kitchen 7 by 7 feet, store 3 by 6 feet, toilet is 4 by 6 feet, veranda is 4 by 7 feet or 6 by 9 feet. But all these calculation depends on what you have in your drawing. With this little analysis of mine, I want to believe that you've been able to get 60 to 75% idea of what you need to spend and look out for if you want to construct a 3-bedroom bungalow such as this in Nigeria. So if you need me to supervise or help you on your project, call me directly on the number displayed on your screen, and I will give you a step-by-step guide on how to go about it.